Serif Baris is a seismologist and professor at Kocaeli University. He joins me now in studio. Thanks so much for your time and for coming in. Now, people in Turkey for many years have been talking about the big one, this big earthquake that's set to happen. I've only been here for 2 years and I've heard it for many months now. Do you think this latest earthquake in eastern Turkey was it?
Yes, in shortly, but if I make such kind of little bit openly,
please.
Actually Turkey lies, as you said, that the Alpine Himalayan tectonic belt. This is one of the most active seismic zone in the world. So not only two major faults, also there is an aging tectonic regime, also creates large earthquakes in Turkey from thousands of years, and also in the future we will have more large earthquakes as well. So during these historical time, there was some large earthquakes. If these areas is not creating another large events more than 200 or 300 years, we call as a seismic gap. So in Turkey, we have 15 seismic gaps. So one of them is the Elazig one, and it's filled up with the 6.8 earthquakes. So there is no surprise such event occur in this region. So we are also expecting another 14 large events, more than magnitude 7 in Turkey.
And is there a timeline for things like that? I know it's very difficult, obviously, to predict earthquakes, but we're expecting more earthquakes, and we've even been feeling more of them. I mean, even in Istanbul, we felt a few. So what is the timeline in terms of when these events will actually take place?
Actually, when we're talking about such large events in Turkey, in some regions maybe right now, but in some other regions maybe 8 years or 100 years, because also we don't know the repeat time for each event, because the historical time means that 1900, before this time, this is the earthquake occurrence is not so clear, the epicenter and the rupture length. That's why we cannot say the repeating time every time. If it's in the sea, you cannot open the fault and you can match trenching and other scientific works. But we say that if these 14 seismic gaps is maybe within 1 hour or maybe tomorrow, will not be surprised.
Yeah, well, as you've said, I mean, Turkey's very earthquake prone. 17,000 people died in 1999 in probably one of the worst natural disasters the country's ever seen. The government took several measures after that, and they are still taking measures at the moment to mitigate such an event. Do you think enough has been done?
Actually, none of the efforts has not been completed in all over the world against the earthquakes, because that we cannot only stop the earthquakes, but also decrease the vulnerability of the events. So government should take responsibilities and some actions, and changing the law, also making some kind of management and rescue teams and plans and so on. But it is not enough. So also personal people in Turkey or earthquake-prone countries and the companies also should take some responsible and precautions in their home, in their house and office.
What can they do, just on a personal level?
For example, they should make a disaster plan. Also, they should learn how they behave during the earthquakes, not rushing to the outside of the buildings. They should cover, hold, and drop behavior. And also, they fix their furnitures and also materials and machineries in their house. And also, they need such kind of some plan for afterwards the earthquakes. Where do they live, and how they live, and what kind of equipments they need in their house. Also, some voluntary respects and attitudes, like first aid, rescue and team, and so on.
Very important measures indeed. Serif Baris, thanks so much for your time, and thank you for coming in.